Hey, it's Candia Raquel, founder of Centro de Poder, and you are at the Sensual Sessions podcast, the place to be to sense your fire so you can share your flame. And today we have a very special guest. This is Elena Bartley. She was a ballet dancer from the Harlem of New York. She is a pioneer in Pilates Teacher Training in all Latin America and Spain. She was a student of the one and only Romana Kryzanowska, and most especially, she was my first formal Pilates teacher, and I got my first certification and the second because I took her teacher training 2 times with her. So it's an honor to have you here. Welcome, Elena.
Oh, thank you very much, Candia. The honor is all mine. I really, really love what you do, and I follow you to the end of the world.
Oh, thank you so much. And I am very curious to ask you, what's your take on this mysterious relation of pleasure and pain of high performance athletes? As I said earlier, you are a dancer. You danced like on the highest level in New York. You got injured, and that's how you entered to the world of Pilates, and you have worked closely with the Cirque du Soleil athletes. So what would you say about this pain and pleasure, like sadomasochistic
You
element,
know,
said lightly, but that can actually be a serious thing, training?
it's a serious connection. I mean, there is this connection about molding or changing or adapting your body to whatever you needed at the time. Even if you're a dancer, I mean, our task is to make it beautiful, effortless. And if you're an athlete, is to make yourself better, faster, stronger, whatever it is. So in order to do that, and I believe it can only be understood, totally understood, because you can actually imagine, but understood, that very close relation with pleasure. I mean, it's huge pleasure, it's huge adrenaline to actually make your body mold into places that people don't think it should. and it is. I mean, it feels wonderful. It feels, when you achieve it, is your maximal pleasure, and it is, you're so proud and it feels amazing, even if it hurts, or if it hurts you to achieve that. And sometimes those things, it shouldn't happen, but it does happen. As you know, there is now many techniques that we can use so you don't actually injure yourself in the transition. Yes. Because that's what happens. So I mean, almost like an injury is like a medal of honor. It's like, I was trying so hard. Look at me, and I'm still performing on. I mean, you see it all the time on TV. I mean, it's like all these athletes, though. I mean, like the American football people, it's like they go right into a brick wall, and then they get back and they go at it again. And it's just such a pride, it's such a thing, though. I mean, and I don't think it should happen, but it does happen. I understand the pleasure, and I understand the other side, which is, be patient, work, but don't destroy yourself in the process. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. There's a huge culture of the no pain, no gain that we see like in every office of the world. And we have our own version in high performance that you took your injuries as a medal of honor. Like, I am a martyr, and I sacrifice myself for the art, or these players that go.
But you know what? Things are changing, and now we understand that that's not the way. Even though, I mean, like Joseph Pilates, what I do now, I mean, he invented this method in 1925. I mean, really. And it was just a very well hidden secret. And it's like, no, you don't have to actually believe in the no pain, no gain. Actually, you have to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
And you have to learn how your body works, because the body will move the way you want it to move if you only are patient and only know how it's supposed to move and what are your limits. But then those limits, they keep going further and further away. So you will achieve what you wanted without injury if you only have yourself ready to, to do the work properly.
To follow the process and listen to your
Yeah.
body. And on interesting how honoring your boundaries and your physical limits is exactly what will make them go further and expand. But we are like in such a rush to
Yes.
be outstanding,
Yeah.
to hang ourselves medals of martyr
Yeah.
and honor that we sort of bypass the journey for the end goal, whereas specifically and very practically in physical training, the only outcome that you get is the one that you sustain through a process.
Exactly. And it's such an amazing kind of texture of movements. And now that you mentioned, though, I mean, it's like there is such a variety. I mean, sometimes like to be stronger, you need to be softer. And to be softer, you need to be stronger. So, I mean, it's like what you thought it was, it's totally the different thing. I mean, it's like, and I was always like so athletic and fast, but I wasn't like the White Swan. I was always the Black Swan, strong and powerful and, dynamic. And I wanted to be the other swan. But for the softer, lyrical, more sensual, you have to be even stronger than the Black Swan.
Yes.
Isn't it like a paradox here?
Yes. I am getting the goosebumps of that swanness. Yes. To be softer, you need to be stronger. And sensuality and this softness, apparently it's understood as weakness in the same way that women are considered the weak sex. But it's the other way around. Like, I mean, giving birth or even having a menstrual cramp, it's like super hardcore. And also
they have no idea.
And looking like a
swan. Oh my God.
How do you manage with that? How did you manage with the toenails and the exhaustion and the beauty?
I remember when I was like 10 and I first got my first pair of pointe shoes. And in Mexico, those pointe shoes, they were filled with cement. They were called the Miguelitos. These things, that was the only brand there was in the market. And they were filled with cement. And these things, you can actually kill someone. I mean, they were weapons. They were terrible, though. I mean, and it's like, and my teacher was like, "Oh no, you're not gonna pat your toes and be that kind of wimp." And then again, you have to be stronger. You have to be tough. And it's like, and a 10-year-old like this. No, it was horrible. I mean, of course. And that's your first thing about pain and understanding pleasure. And I'm going to conquer this because I want to be on my tippy toes, no matter what the cost is. So the first thing that you go in there, and I mean, it's horrible. You want to actually walk the other way and run as fast as you can. But I mean, the pride, and then that feeling that you're conquering that, it makes you go back again and again and again. And of course, until your toes are totally deformed and then you don't feel anything. It's okay. But yeah, now, of course, point shoes have traveled such a long journey that now it doesn't really hurt that much, even though I haven't worn point shoes probably like in 25 years. And not the other day, but it's been maybe a few years that I have a pair of point shoes still in my closet. I won't give them away. And I put them on. I was like, no way.
No.
No. I have them there as a, like my trophy again. But no, it's like, this is too painful. No way that I will get into those things. And I was lucky because when you were either a principal dancer or a soloist, you got to travel to London to Fritz, the company, which is like the point shoe capital of the ballerinas, and you will have your maker. You will actually meet a person that will design your point shoe for you. Wow. So I had my own maker, and the shoes they were beautiful and they were perfect, and I didn't have to pay for them. That was even the best thing. But even then, I mean, it really hurts. So yeah, but you get used to.
You get used to it. You get used to it. Yeah, because it seems paradoxical that on the outside is pink satin, super soft and beautiful, but inside is cement.
Well, that was the Miguelitos. This one's in Fritz in London. It's a layer of satin, a layer of cloth, like I don't know, like a kind of like crinoline, kind of, and then again satin and glue until it forms the whole box. And then, of course, the shank, they can be different things about the shank, but it's just paper, basically. So you are on, you really have to be strong feet, strong ankles, and a strong core to be on top of it. Especially, I mean, I'm not very big or anything, but, my fellow dancers, some of them were like 6 feet, 6'2", I mean, huge. And they're heavy. I mean, not because they were heavy, but because they're tall and they're on their toes. I mean, it's like, it doesn't matter. The toes are tiny.
Yes. It's a lot of weight, but it's a complete different approach of seeing it as a process and taking care of that process and not acting out of sheer willpower. Like, okay, I'm gonna grab my third band and I'm gonna do like my daily 20 repetitions of pinky toe and strength. Actually, I don't have it here, but there's a Pilates apparatus, the Joseph Gizmo, that is for strengthening the toes. So it's very different, like to head towards your desire or something that you really want to conquer and matters to you on a strategical and self-respectful way, or in a brutal way. I am still from the brutal school, but looking for redemption.
I know, now that I'm actually a Pilates teacher and I work with dancers and I try to really go into what they really understand, because you can actually have Pilates and not understanding how this can help this. It's just like two different things. So it's like just exercises so you don't get injured. It's like, no, but how do they actually weave into each other? So this exercise is for this, and this other is for this, and this part of this exercise, it will help. So, and when you speak their language and then they get it and they feel it. So there is another kind of pleasure in here. So there is so many, kind of settlements of different kind of pleasures. It's like the pleasure when you actually find that muscle, when you actually just went like a stew, and then finally you just say, it's like, oh, a pea, oh, it tastes delicious. It's but it's just that little thing, and that is another pleasure and another layer. And it's like, oh, okay, so if I do this, I don't have to do this, and
Yes.
it won't hurt. Yes.
Yeah, that's the power. It's the power of sensual awareness, and that's the real merit to it, I believe. Like going through the process and discovering like how to move every phalanx of your toes and then connect them with the lumbrical so they are not all trashed inside the box. Or
Absolutely.
like, for example, people like despise high heels, but I agree with Marilyn Monroe in that we don't know who invented high heels, but we owe a lot to that person, because there is a je ne sais quoi that happens through the psoas, and it's like, it's so pleasurable to be on pointed shoes, and the closest version of that is wearing really high heel stilettos. But I mean, you need a body for that. You need to have strong calf muscles, strong toes, and a strong core. And actually, walking on high heels is a tremendous workout. I mean, you feel it in your butt, and you feel the effort everywhere, and you can even get sore of it. But this quality of muscular, pleasurable effort is equivalent as the pain, as the amount of pain and discomfort and low back pain and knee pain and whatever that you will get if you don't go through the process. So that's a way that I understand what you say, that in order to be soft, you need to be strong. So
exactly.
apparent strong, like brutally just jumping into high heels or brutally just jumping into pointed shoes, like it apparently has like the image of brutal strength and willpower, just as the football player that goes against the bricks. But in actuality, that speaks about an inner weakness, the weakness of not surrendering to the process and to the reality at every step of the process. So in a way, going through a process of discipline and awareness and training and feeling your body needs a certain also like caring, tenderness, softness, and understanding, like it's okay not to have like your leg here or the body that you envision, or to have the intimacy that you want yet, because you are on this step of the process. So it's key to aim our intensity in the continuity, into the
it is the journey, though.
into
I mean,
the
it
journey.
really is the journey, and it's the journey and the acceptance of each step that you're taking. Of course, we want to go there. That's the goal, okay? But why not enjoying the process of going there? Like, first of all, I mean, it's like, I totally agree. I love high heels. I mean, there's something so sexy about it. Everybody looks beautiful if they, and not many women want to go because they say they hurt. Well, I kind of agree to disagree a little bit. I mean, first of all, if you're going to wear high heels, wear good ones so they don't hurt. Because, you know, the ones that you buy in the dollar store, the Chinese ones, of course, they're going to hurt. I mean, they're not supposed to last more than a week. But, you know, if you actually go into a really good pair of shoes, they should not hurt. And then, of course, you have to be strong, though. And then you have to actually, you don't have to understand your body yet, but then, you know, you have to be able to feel it and don't be scared about it. You know, I mean, it's like, yeah, of course, you're here, you're gonna, you know, your butt is gonna tighten. So tighten and just, you know, enjoy it. Enjoy. Lift yourself up, and, you know, your legs will look absolutely beautiful. Now you cannot bend your knees and walk with bent knees, you know,
like a chicken.
Exactly. So you go. I remember Mr. Mitchell, which was our artistic director, and he was just pretty amazing. What an amazing guy. He was horrible to us, but he was an amazing guy of what he did. I mean, his legacy is unbelievable. And he would actually show us all girls how to walk on high heels.
Wow.
And it was this kind of like tip. And it was called the DTH tip, because the same way that you were walking on high heels, you were walking on pointe shoes and really high demi point. So you're always presenting yourself.
Yes.
So it's not like, you know, he used to compare it like, it's like if I present a horse. It's like, but that's what Balanchine used to say. Yes. But, you know, I mean, that was then. But then again, yes, you are presenting yourself, but you're presenting your better self.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, and I'm proud to be here, whatever it is, you know. But yeah, people are not comfortable with themselves. They always want something else, and they want to get there now. So then, you know, they miss all that.
Yeah, it's so important, the confidence of being here now in today's process. Like, I am presenting myself, I'm not apologizing of the moment and the place that I am in my journey. The other way around, I am presenting the best of myself in reality that is available now. So would you share with us a little taste about this?
Okay, let's see. What should I actually? I'm going to show you the DTH tip.
Yes.
Just let me see. I don't even know if you can actually see.
Yes, I can see you perfectly. I can see you perfectly.
So it's like what he would say, and I don't know if you can, you know, it's like you're always on the tippy toes. So it is such a different thing when you're here and you're walking, you know, this you walk, you're here. But if you actually raise up, you have to tighten your butt. So it's just the smile of your butt. It's just a smile. And as you walk, you let it tip slightly. It's kind of like, it's just a little. And yeah. So, but you have to stay on the tippy toe to actually, when you do this step, it's going to tip slightly. So your hip will go slightly out, and then you have to cross it slightly and slightly and slightly. So you will feel a lot of the tightness there.
Yes, loving it. This is a super workout. It is. And you feel like the whole, your core, like you feel the butt, you feel the calves, you feel even the psoas muscle, the adductors, and it's tremendously pleasurable to do this slight tipping.
Yep. And actually, I'm going to quote you in something that you said many years ago, and up to now, I still use. And this is about the pelvic floor, because when you actually are on top of it, you really have to lift your pelvic floor.
Yes.
I mean, not just to squeeze your stomach, just lift your pelvic floor. And once you said, it's like picking up a raisin. That's what you said. And it's like, that's perfect, because it's not a kegel. No, it's just pick up
a raisin.
You pick up the raisin, there you go, and then you just walk with the raisin on top.
Yes.
There you go. And there you see, and then it's easy.
And then it's easy. Yeah, because it comes almost like the sensation comes from the cervix. I don't know how guys are gonna organize this if they want to do it, but they can imagine their prostate or what. There's nothing like the cervix.
Lift them up, boys.
Yeah, loving this, Elena. Thank you so much. Tell us, where can we learn more about what you're doing? Where can we connect with you?
Well, actually, you know what? 2 years ago, I launched the first Pilates app for your phone. And I thought it was going to be just wonderful, you know. And I put the mat, only the mat. And I took my time to actually really do it. It's in 3 languages, in Spanish, in English, and in French. And it's the entire mat, as Joseph Pilates wanted, with just enough text, just very little. It lasts like maybe 30 seconds each one. And it never took. And it's very inexpensive. I think it is like $7 to get the entire thing. It's just one payment.
Fantastic.
So you can actually go to the App Store and do Pilates Express.
Pilates Express.
Yep.
And there you go. Start
There you
training
go.
with Elena right from your mobile phone. This is fantastic. Always innovating, Elena. You were the first one in Mexico to provide a formal Pilates teacher training. And I am so proud to have been part of that generation. And I remember you also traveling everywhere and like really like passing the torch to thousands of generations of Pilates people. So I am so happy that you have this app for everyone, not only for dancers, for Cirque du Soleil high performance trainers, for Pilates teachers, but for everyone. Especially workaholics really need to do this because
You have it on your fingertips.
yes, at your fingertips. Thank you so much, Elena.
Thank you very, very much. It was such a pleasure, definitely a pleasure to be here.
It was a pleasure for me and a great honor. And for you, sensualist, go right to your app store and get 2 Pilates with Elena Bartley right now. It's going to change not only your posture, but your enjoyment, your sensual enjoyment of yourself. So if you haven't already, if you're not getting the sensual sessions every week on your email, go to centrodepodero.com and get subscribed. So remember to take the time to sense your fire so you can share your flame. Until next time, take care.